Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, and also people that are online. My name is Mariam Oyiza, I'm a human rights defender. Before I present to you my not so boring speech, permit me to share with you a very resounding story about a girl child. At the age of 12, she was sent to live with her stepmother. I usually call this story a true Cinderella story. So the stepmother was considered to be rich enough to sponsor children to school, but she was to do labor in exchange. In a house with over 6 children, she was treated with disgust and unfairness because of the way she came into the house. She was not related by blood. She would have to do more than others just to get a plate of food. She was beaten when she ate and starved for that day. She tolerated the abuse because she was hopeful she was going to go to school. After a few years of no school, just chores and beating and humiliation, she decided to reach out to them to beg, to cry, please, I want to go to school, help me, register me in the school, that is why I'm here. But they never agreed. Instead, they sent all her brothers to school, or half-brothers, and she never got the opportunity. So she decided to follow her brother, one of her brothers, secretly whenever she was sent out on a chore. And she would watch them, receiving lectures in class through the peephole on the window. So her determination at such a young age drove her to search for small jobs that she could earn a little bit of money from at the age of 13, 14, thereabout. And with the little money she was able to get, she was able to register herself into a school. She survived because at that particular time, seeing that she was so disobedient, she was surviving on palm kernels and gari. Gari is a traditional Nigerian food, which is regarded as a poor man's food. So, and also they were trying to marry her off to an older person because she was actually of the age at that time. So, a few years after, she became a librarian. That specific woman is the reason why I am standing in front of you today. She was my mother. Her ripple effect is what has helped me to be able to reach out to so many women in the northern part of Nigeria. Just one girl child, just one action of one girl child. She has tried as much as she can to ensure that all her children are well schooled. I remember sometimes she would tell me something like, I would rather starve to ensure that you go to school. And I am so glad that as a medical radiographer, I'm standing right here today and I'm able to stretch forth my hand to support so many young women and children in the northern part of Nigeria. The National Legal Protective Framework is the Child Rights Act, which is 2003, Child Rights Act of 2003 in Nigeria. Till date, we still have states like Kano, Zamfara, and Jigawa State in Nigeria who has refused its domestication. These are still the same state that has the highest number of child marriage, forced marriage, and morality police called the HISPA, who threaten women and girls with a voice. The implementation of this specific Child Rights Act is still very patchy, even for those states who have domesticated, who have accepted to it. And many of the local authorities are actually unaware of the duties under this specific law because they don't even know, they don't have the knowledge of what it is, what they are supposed to do under that. 43% of girls are married up before the age of 18 and 16% before the age of 15. And this is a very common practice in actually the northeastern part of Nigeria as well as northwestern part of Nigeria, where 68% and 57% of women aged between 20 to 49 are married off before their 18th birthday. And also a very high amount of this is in Borno State, where the IDPs and the Boko Haram issues are currently. So we are going to talk about the drivers of these specific issues, which according to the special rapporteur, he has made a very good statement about naming religion and violence and inequalities. I will also talk about political and economic ties as well. And also, because in the north, we have different sets of terrorism currently in the northern part of Nigeria. We have the banditry, which is plaguing the northwest, and then we have the Boko Haram, and the ISIS and ISIL, which is in the northwest. So the banditry, more of what they do specifically is kidnap the young girls. There are some communities like Jigawa State and in the northwestern part of Nigeria where most of the community have to pay some sort of taxes or they have to give money for them to actually be safe their children within those specific community, because if they don't do that, then their girls get forced out of the home. Sometimes they are killed right in front of their parents. We're going to look at some commitments that Nigeria have with the international treaty, which was not nationalized or domesticated. The CEDAW Treaty, which was ratified in 1985 by Nigeria, was never assented to by the Senate till today. I remember that in 2017, the CEDAW Committee expressed concern about the prevalence of child marriage in Nigeria, and they gave recommendations. But this law has not been domesticated yet, and no matter the recommendation, there's a section in our constitution that kicks against the domestication of this act, and that's the section 12 that says that no treaty so far it has not been signed into law by the Senate will ever be law in Nigeria. So it is very easy for our legislators to bring out a pen and ratify, but then it is definitely not practicing. Are we supposed to trust a lawmaker who married his wife when she was 13 to make laws that protect women and girls? I do not think so. The legislative arm has been consistent in ensuring that progressive laws like Gender Equality Bill, which was refused 3 times, are not passed into law for flimsy reasons like religion, culture, and misogyny, because they themselves benefit from the patriarchal status quo. According to the 2020 Nigerian Trafficking in Persons report, out of 521 sex trafficking victims, 158 were children, all girls, and the rest were women. You see, sometimes we have the Civilian Joint Task Force in northern part of Nigeria that was conferred with the right to protect people within the IDP camps. Most times you find out that they are actually the ones that are trafficking these people out. There are a lot of research that has pointed out that fact. So what do we do to protect these girls? The United Nations can support women-led organizations to continue to advance women's rights through firm and consistent legislative redress, like a push to make the CEDAW a national law. Poverty alleviation programs that empower households to be self-sufficient, which is supposed to be a duty of the Nigerian government, but I believe there's also a push in the international community to support some specific area. I believe it will work. Protection of human rights defenders who are on ground actively supporting cases like this, with necessary resources and international protection, of course, so they can continue to do their job. Consistent dialogues with religious leaders, that is the local community leaders who have much more impact in terms of supporting these laws, who absolutely don't have an idea of most of these laws. So giving them some sort of training and enhancement is also going to support the emancipation of women's rights, girls' rights as well. We have grassroots championing for sustainable development, comprehensive training of local lawmakers, and that is what I have to say. But in conclusion, let's champion the future of our girls, advocating for their rights together. Let's forge a world where every girl can thrive and realize her full potential of becoming either a doctor or a librarian, just like my mom. I express my profound gratitude for your unwavering attention. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mariam.